Alright, it's Thanksgiving morning. We're getting stuff ready for Thanksgiving dinner. And I'm going to put together an injection for a turkey breast that I'm going to smoke on the rotisserie on my ugly drum smoker. This is pretty straightforward. We've got a half a cup of chicken broth, two tablespoons of unsalted butter. We've got a half a teaspoon of each of these. We've got garlic powder, black pepper, salt, onion powder, and cayenne pepper. Just put all those in. Give that a few minutes till that butter melts, and then we're going to let it cool off and we'll inject it into the breast. We'll be back. Okay, what I've got here is about an 8-pound turkey breast. I've got it thawed out. I'm going to trim up some of this excess skin and stuff that's on here. You don't need all this on here. Why they leave that, I don't know. There's another chunk here I wanted to get rid of. You can cut these off. These aren't going to do anything except burn. So I'm going to go ahead and take those off. Both sides. Got some. That's actually probably decent meat right there, but I'm going to go ahead and cut that off too. We're doing this 8-pound one that I'm going to do on the rotisserie UDS, but then we also are doing a 12-pounder that we're going to deep fry. This is kind of a hack job here, so we're going to get rid of this. And I'm kind of disappointed that when they processed this, they really messed up the skin. But it's going to be okay. We're going to make it work. Okay, what I've got the injection that I made earlier. Let's see if I can get this to stand up here. And what I use is just one of these basic, inexpensive injectors. You can get them anywhere. When I'm storing mine, I actually take the needle off. Just store the needle inside the canister. That way nobody reaches in a drawer or wherever it's at and accidentally gets poked with it. So let's get this put together here. One thing I do when I store these is I'll take a little bit of oil and put inside the tube before I press the plunger down, and what that will do is keep that from sticking on you. Okay, so here's our injection I've got here that we made a little bit ago. I've let this cool down. I'm not putting this bird in for about another 2 hours, so I really didn't want to inject hot stuff into that breast. I want to keep that as cool as possible. So what I'm going to do is just get some in my injector here, get up in the breast every couple inches or so. You can see it pumping up there, and that's what you want to see. That way you know you're not pushing your injection inside the cavity and it's going to run out all over your cutting board or baking sheet, whatever you've got. I have to tilt this over a little bit to get some of this. There we go. Got a lot of moisture inside that meat, which I'm doing, like I said, I'm doing this on my drum smoker, which is, some people I've seen use a water pan in their UDSs, in their Weber Smoky Mountains, however you want to look at it. I don't think a water pan is needed, personally, because it is a very moist environment to begin with. So I don't use one at all. I don't use one actually in my reverse flow smoker either. What I do on it is simply pour the water down on top of the baffle plate, and it steams its way up and mixes with the juices that are coming out of the meat coming back up on it. So I think that stays plenty moist as well. Alright, let me get one more injection in this here. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep going until I run out of injection here. Got through a little bit on that one. I heard it coming out the inside. Okay, I think that's about all I'm going to be able to get out of there. Just going to pump it up some more here. And just a little bit more on this other side. Some of your injection is going to come out. It's nothing to worry about. Some people will, and I just haven't tried it. But they will actually inject from the underside of the breast to keep from penetrating the skin, which I think is a great idea. I've just never done it and didn't do it this time. But I will in the future. So, alrighty, I'm going to go get the UDS fired up and get it up to temperature, and we'll be back. Okay, I'm getting ready to get the drum smoker fired up here. What I've got in my charcoal basket that I made, I've got a mixture of Royal Oak briquettes. This is really the only time I use briquettes is in my drum smoker. I actually prefer the hardwood lump. It does, some people say it burns hotter. Your fire is going to burn at the temperature you set it to burn at. So really the whole thing about lump burning hotter than charcoal, yeah, that's true, because you can get lump hotter than you can charcoal, but it doesn't necessarily burn hotter in a normal scenario because you set your temperature to what you want it to be. So I've got the mixture of lump and charcoal in there, and today I'm going to be using some applewood chunks for this smoked turkey breast. And I've got my chimney over here with some of the actual charcoal briquettes in it, and I'm going to get that fired up here in a second, and once that gets hot I'll show you what's next. Okay, I'm ready to get my charcoal going here. What I've got is, I don't know, a full chimney of charcoal briquettes. I don't count my briquettes. I really don't care how many I'm putting in there. I just know how many I need to get the fire going. And I usually get it started with these Weber wax cubes. These things actually work really great. They're about $3 or $4 for the whole pack of them. So what I do is just simply like this. Get my lighter to work. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and just sit this on here. I always stack two of them on top of each other. To me, it just seems to help get that flame up and get the charcoal going a little quicker. So once we get this going, I'll come back and we'll get this dumped into the charcoal basket and we'll get started. Okay, our coals are just about hot enough. They're not completely ashed over, and I really don't want them that way. For the simple reason this is going to get really hot really quick. So I'm going to get this dumped in here and get my racks back in here before this gets so hot that I can't reach in here. And that's all we're going to do is dump that in the middle there. And I'm going to actually close this up and let it cool down for just a minute. And once I get that flame out of it, I'll get my racks back in there. So we'll be right back. Okay, we're just going to season this real basic with a little salt and pepper. You can coat this pretty liberally because it's a large piece of meat, so you're not going to over season it. And then we'll get it out on the rotisserie. Okay, we got the turkey ready to go here. The smoker is just about up to temp. So we're going to go ahead and move over here and see if we can get this on without dropping it in the fire. I'm going to have to do this pretty quick because when you open the lid on a UDS, it immediately will get some oxygen into that fire, and as it does, it's going to flare up pretty quickly. So I'm going to do this as fast as I can here. There we go. You can see what we've got, and all I need to do is flip the switch, and we have a rotating bird. So we're going to let that go as long as it takes here. I'm guessing it's going to take about 2.5 to 3 hours. So we'll come back here in a little while and see how it's doing. Okay, our turkey breast is done. Just got to get it off the rotisserie here. There we go. I'm going to take that inside and let it rest for about 15-20 minutes here, and we will be ready to eat.